This is CBN NewsWatch.
It is Wednesday, May 19, 2021. I'm Ephraim Graham. Thank you so much for joining us. Ahead today, as many in the Democratic Party push against Israel in its response to Hamas rocket attacks, Israel's Iron Dome missile defense system has saved lives on both sides, winning the fight against COVID. But even as hospitalizations and deaths are dropping, officials are encouraging one particular group of Americans to get vaccinated. She grabbed the world's attention as the praying grandmother in the film The War Room. Now we're going to talk to Karen Abercrombie about her latest project, a film she wrote herself. And we're going to bring you a look at a special event this weekend, Trail Life USA's National Backyard Concert, with a special Christian musical guest, as the program encourages young men to lead lives honoring God. All those stories and more are ahead in today's edition of CBN NewsWatch. We want to begin this half hour with the Democratic divide over Israel's military response to the Hamas rocket attacks, as Democratic representatives took on President Biden yesterday for his support for Israel. The conversation lasted several minutes at the Detroit airport. The New York Times reporting that Tlaib told the president the current situation was enabling more killing. Biden later complimented Tlaib during a speech, but the airport exchange was another example of the growing opposition in Israel in the left wing of the Democratic Party. I want to turn now to the ongoing warfare itself. Israel's Iron Dome anti-missile system has demonstrated an amazing ability to shoot down most of the rockets fired out of Gaza. As Chris Mitchell now reports from somewhere in central Israel, the Iron Dome has saved lives on both sides of this conflict.
In just over a week, close to 4,000 rockets have forced some 4 million Israelis into bomb shelters. As they seek cover, an aerial battle takes place in the sky, with Israel's Iron Dome providing an amazing layer of protection. Behind me is one of the many Iron Dome anti-missile systems here in south and central Israel. During the conflict with Hamas and other terror groups, the Iron Dome has shot down more than 90% of the rockets coming out of the Gaza Strip.
Imagine yourself that those 90% rockets that were intercepted would be falling into our cities.
CBN News met one of the men responsible for creating this technological marvel, retired General Doron Gavish. Through cooperation and funding from the U.S., Israel developed the anti-missile system 10 years ago. It's the technological equivalent of a bullet hitting a bullet.
10 years ago, it was only the beginning. We had to kind of invent the wheel because there is no other place in the world that something like this is going on.
This viral picture, literally seen round the world, captured the essence of the Iron Dome. On the right side, you see rockets fired from Gaza. Then on the left side, Iron Dome shoots them down.
I see, first of all, the willingness of the Hamas to throw rockets into our cities. This is something intolerable, and this is something that we cannot accept. I think neither us and neither any democracy in the world.
CBN News experienced the effectiveness of the Iron Dome when we took shelter from a rocket attack and heard the Iron Dome intercept 2 missiles overhead. General Gavish sees it as a true lifesaver on both sides of the fight. Many believe without Iron Dome, Israel would have been forced into a ground war with potentially massive casualties.
By the end of the day, we could look in the mirror and we could say we did something for the defense of Israel, we did something for our civilians, and we're saving life. And this is what the air defense is doing.
Chris Mitchell at an Iron Dome anti-missile battery, central Israel.
Back here at home, health officials say we are winning the battle against COVID-19, pointing to the dramatic declines in cases, hospitalizations, and deaths. But they're also warning the job is not done and urging strategic age group to get vaccinated. Heather Sells brings us the story.
For the first time since the pandemic began, COVID cases are down in all 50 states.
Hospital admissions are down. Deaths are down.
Today, good news from top U.S. health officials regarding the current direction of the pandemic. Monday saw 17,724 new cases, the lowest daily total since last June. And the 7-day average for deaths is down to 546 per day, the lowest since March of 2020. CDC Director Rochelle Walensky sees the U.S. on a path leading out of the pandemic. That's because more than 6 in 10 people have received at least one dose of the vaccine. And more than 4 million adolescents are completely vaccinated. Still, authorities are pushing for more, warning that more than 3 million kids under 17 have contracted COVID and that hospitalizations are trending younger.
A vaccine may feel unnecessary. You feel healthy. You know people who've had COVID and they're doing all right.
White House COVID advisor Andy Slavitt says there's much to learn about long-term effects and that his own son still suffers from his bout with COVID.
He's young and fit and in the prime of his life. But 6 months later, he still suffers from tachycardia, shortness of breath, and ongoing and frequent flu-like symptoms. His hands are cold to the touch.
Slavitt says young people should consider getting the vaccine as an act of citizenship, and that with free Lyft and Uber rides and walk-in sites, it's never been easier.
You can text your zip code to 438-829. That's 438-829.
Heather Sells, CBN News.
Here's a quick look at some other important stories in the news today. A North Carolina prosecutor says sheriff's deputies were justified in fatally shooting a black man, Andrew Brown Jr., because he struck a deputy with his car and nearly ran over him while ignoring commands to show his hands and get out of the vehicle. The attorney said Brown used his car as a deadly weapon, so deputies believe they had to use deadly force. Conservative commentator Steven Crowder is taking YouTube to court over its content practices and policies, which he says are used to silence conservatives. The Daily Wire says Crowder made the announcement on his show Monday. A new study finds 43% of millennials don't know, care, or believe God exists. Relevant magazine reports the study came from Arizona Christian University. Coming up, as Israeli civilians have faced constant attacks by terrorist rockets, a group of dedicated first responders have been putting themselves at risk to help the injured. We're going to bring you that story when we come back.
This is it, your worst nightmare. Your car broke down. Now you're very worried if it could cost you a fortune in repair bills. That's unless you have CarShield, the #1 auto protection company in the country. When you're protected by CarShield, it goes like this. First, the tow truck takes your vehicle to the mechanic of your choice. The cost of the towing, nothing when you have CarShield. Next, you'll likely need a rental car when your vehicle is being repaired, right? CarShield gets that covered too. Then comes the best part of all. When you pick your vehicle up, you won't have that big auto repair bill to worry about. CarShield gets your shop paid and you're back on the road worry-free. Imagine driving with that kind of peace of mind. Call or go online right now to get an affordable CarShield plan for your vehicle. Whether you have a small problem like a power window motor that could cost you a few $100s, or a big problem like an engine or transmission that could cost you thousands of dollars, you're taken care of with CarShield. They're the #1 auto protection company in the country. CarShield administrators have paid out more than $1 billion in auto repairs. And CarShield has helped hundreds of thousands of people just like you. CarShield is the right choice. So if your vehicle has 5,000 to 150,000 miles, just tell us the make and model of your car or truck and get an instant plan quote. In a matter of minutes, you can get your coverage started. It's inevitable. As your car or truck ages, parts and components are going to fail. You can risk it, or you can get CarShield.
Call 1-800-470-6942 now for your free instant protection plan quote. That's 1-800-470-6942. 1-800-470-6942.
As Hamas militants continue to launch rockets at civilian targets in Israel, one group of dedicated first responders is putting themselves in harm's way to care for the injured. Medical volunteers with Israel's United Hatzalah have been working nonstop this past week, responding to scores of emergency calls. The group's co-founder is telling CBN's George Thomas his team desperately needs protective gear to keep themselves and their patients safe as they continue to work in the conflict zone.
Joining me now is Mark Gerson, co-founder and chairman of United Hatzalah of Israel. Mark, thank you so much for coming on the show. As Hamas rockets continue to rain down on southern and central Israel, how many people has United Hatzalah helped so far?
So, George, United Hatzalah's call volume is typically 1,900 emergency calls a day. In the last 10 days, it has gone between 4,000 and 5,000 emergency calls a day.
What are some of the immediate needs of your volunteers?
So the most immediate need of our volunteers is we need to get all of our volunteers the kinds of protective equipment that military medics have. And this includes helmets and includes bulletproof vests to prepare our medics to do what they do every day, which is to rush into the fire to save potential victims, to help people in need, and to perhaps suffer shrapnel or other kinds of potential injury themselves. We need to protect them when they do their heroic work.
You and your wife, Rabbi Erica, have launched an emergency campaign to help those affected by the crisis in Israel. Tell us about this, Mark.
So when the crisis launched, we asked, what can we do to help equip our volunteers with what they need to save lives of Israelis in need? And Erica and I have launched a $2 million matching campaign, which means that all contributions made from last Monday through this Friday, up to $2 million, Erica and I are going to match.
Why are you doing this?
We're doing that because our brethren in Israel, the people we love in Israel, are being attacked by Hamas terrorists from the south. And the heroes of United Hatzalah are rushing into the fire to help their neighbors in need. Whenever there's an injury, whenever there's an illness, whenever there's anything related to this conflict or otherwise, the Hatzalah volunteers are there helping their neighbors in need, whatever the risk to themselves. What we can do is to be their sacred partner. And what they need us to do in our capacity as their sacred partner is to get them the equipment they need to do their job well and to do their job safely.
As I mentioned, you started United Hatzalah, Israel's largest volunteer EMS service that's made up of over 6,000 EMTs, paramedics, doctors. Mark, the idea here is to use motorcycle ambulances to reach those injured very quickly. How effective has it been?
George, it's an extremely effective system. The most precious moments following a trauma are the first 3 minutes. That's when someone's bleeding, when someone's choking, when someone's having a heart attack, when someone's suffering an injury from an accident. Help has to get to that person within 3 minutes. And United Hatzalah of Israel has 6,000 trained and equipped first responders who are ready, able, and willing to get to their neighbor, the person in their immediate vicinity who has been the victim of this trauma, and to render help in those precious moments that separate life from death. Consequently, on a normal day, when we're doing 1,900 calls a day, we're able to save about 200 lives a day, and that's multiplied during this crisis.
All right, terrific. Mark, as always, thanks for coming on the show, and thanks for all that you do right now.
Oh, thank you so much, George. It's so great to see you again.
Still ahead, we're going to switch gears and talk about an amazing singer, actress, and producer who first grabbed the world's attention as the praying grandmother, Miss Clara, in the hit film War Room. See what Karen Abercrombie is doing now on both sides of the camera.
Stay tuned to get 2 rolls of Alien Tape free. You heard that right, free. Finally, there's Alien Tape, a revolutionary new tape that doesn't use adhesive, but strong enough to hold an incredible 17.5 pounds on most surfaces. You'll love Alien Tape, the incredible new advanced grip technology tape that instantly locks anything into place without screws or anchors. There's more. Alien Tape is reusable. Remove it, rinse it, and reuse it. Use it again and it's just as strong. Use Alien Tape to hold stuff in place. It locks right down instantly. Keep things secure until you're done. Just give it a twist and it comes right off. No need to drill into cabinets. Alien Tape will stay in place until you decide to take it off. Alien Tape is perfect for glass. Use it for heavy towels and it stays in place. When you're done, remove it and there's no residue. Alien Tape defies gravity, even when it's wet. You'll love it. Alien Tape grips to most surfaces instantly. Hang heavy pictures on stone in a flash. Use Alien Tape outdoors. No nails or screws. It's tough and stands up to the elements. Alien Tape is amazing. Alien Tape is the reusable double-sided tape you'll use everywhere. Alien Tape stops furniture from sliding. It locks into place and won't damage floors. You'll love it. Alien Tape keeps carpets in place. Use Alien Tape in the car for backseat entertainment or easily secure your cell phone while driving. Call or go online to get your roll of the incredible Alien Tape for the low price of just $19.99 plus shipping and processing. But wait, order today and you can get 2 additional rolls of Alien Tape absolutely free. That's right, for a limited time, you can get 3 rolls of Alien Tape for one low price. That's an amazing amount of Alien Tape. Don't delay. Get yours today. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-896-0630. That's 1-800-896-0630 or go to tryalientape.com. So call 1-800-896-0630 or order online at tryalientape.com.
She grabbed the attention of many for her role as the praying grandmother, Miss Clara, in the film War Room. But now she's working behind the scenes and in front of the camera in a film she wrote. It is called Discarded Things, and we're sitting down with Karen Abercrombie for a closer look at her work and her life after War Room.
So nice to meet you, Miss Clara. Listen, if you're available tomorrow, I'd like to come by and show you some comparisons in the area.
Well, why don't you come by for coffee tomorrow morning, and we'll talk about it then.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. I'll see you at 10. By the way, what's your most favorite room?
I'll tell you tomorrow.
Most of us first saw you in War Room. What's life been like for you since then?
It's been amazing.
My God is faithful, and my God is powerful, and my God is in charge. You can't fire him, and he'll never retire.
God opened the floodgates on that. And so it gave me a platform in which I could do quite a bit of work from. So bless me beyond all imagination.
I know who you are.
You are withholding necessary medication from someone.
You need help. Let God help you through this.
God took everything away from me that mattered, everything.
One of the projects that we wanted to talk to you about that is beautifully done is a film called Discarded Things. Tell me how that came about.
It's not enough that you took him away. You have to take everything from me. He pushed me out, and my only regret is that you wouldn't come with me.
I had been a foster mother. My family, me, my husband, and son, got one son. We were foster parents for many years. The whole process was so insightful in that we found that people just did not want to take on the older children, you know, because they were so afraid that they were so scarred and that they couldn't be healed, or, you know, you couldn't impress good things upon them. And so just wanted to address that and some other things, stories about forgiveness, healing.
The world doesn't just let you forget.
If we only expect a minimum from them, that is all we're going to get.
What do you want?
I want to help.
We see a lot of films that come out of the Christian realm and everything is easily tied up in a bow, and the people just don't handle the edgy things or the pretty ugly things. And so we needed to do that because God is about healing across the board.
Your only child, just like that. You are the most selfish man I've ever met.
How difficult has it been to navigate the entertainment world for you as a believer?
It's interesting. Actually, that is one of the reasons I ended up forming my own production company, because I refuse to use the gifts I've been given to perpetuate the mean, the nasty, the ugly, you know. So, yeah, that's how I ended up even producing in the first place, and learned that I actually like the process. I really like the process.
Is that a difficult stand to maintain?
Not really if you just stop and think and pray about it. The money's not coming in, or the jobs are not coming in. You stop and you think and you're like, well, if I, well, maybe, well, and then I pray and stop and say, I can't do this, but oh my gosh. Back in the day, I would have.
What first drew you to entertainment and acting? What happened?
I've just always been very, very creative. And as a young girl, I participated in the elementary plays and junior high, high school. And then it came to, okay, you're going to have to make a decision. What are you going to do with your life? And I'm thinking, okay, you got to do something safe. So I was thinking psychologist, English minor. But I'm telling you, every time I had some free time, I was trying to audition for somebody's play. I left college in Pittsburgh, auditioned for a school in New York City, and off I went. Because that is my passion, it is my strength, and that is how God uses me to minister.
Stop believing the lies that this is all that there is. You stand up and fight. Stand up and fight for yourself.
I don't know
if this is what you want me to do, God, please give me the strength.
Discarded Things is available right now on the PureFlix streaming platform. We've got more from Karen tonight on Studio 5. We're also sharing how country music legend Randy Travis is making a special appearance on TikTok. And we have your first look at Disney's Cruella. You can catch all of that and more on Studio 5 on the CBN News Channel. It begins at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time this evening. Coming up, a fun event for the whole family. Coming up this Friday night, we're going to tell you about Trail Life USA's National Backyard Concert with guest Christian music's King and Country. It's in a program that will encourage young men to lead lives honoring God. We'll hear more about that when we come back. Please stay with us.
I struggled to stand for a shower, and after falling in the tub, I felt it was only a matter of time before I broke a hip.
If you worry about the risk of an accidental fall getting in or out of the bath, could a walk-in tub be right for you? Search Consumer Affairs Walk-in Tubs to find great deals, like a free shower package upgrade.
Once you turn 60, you have to realize there are limitations, whether you want to admit it or not. My walk-in tub has helped me to continue to enjoy a much better quality of life.
Why decide between a walk-in tub or shower when you could have both? Call now and we'll upgrade your new Safe Step walk-in tub purchase with our exclusive free shower package.
My husband said walk-in tubs are for old people, but I was more interested in feeling young and staying in the game. That's why I recommend a walk-in tub to everyone.
Call 800-961-5105. That's 800-961-5105. 800-961-5105. Call now.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. Call right now for your free book, and as a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. We researched over 1,200 annuities and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from financially strong insurers. Again, that's Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and a free annuity rate report, both absolutely free, for calling Annuity General today. Supplies are limited. Call now.
Call 800-581-2750. That's 800-581-2750.
Pitch a tent, build a fort, or light a fire as you tune in to Trail Life USA's National Backyard Concert. The concert will feature two-time Grammy Award-winning artists for King and Country and other special guests. It happens all while encouraging young men to live lives that honor God. Trail Life USA's CEO told CBN's The Prayer Link program exactly why the event is one you do not want to miss. Take a look.
Trail Life USA is a church-based, Christ-centered, boy-focused mentoring and discipleship journey that speaks to the heart of young men. Mark, why is this so important to have right now?
Well, you know, a lot of people would say that boys are in trouble. When you look at the statistics, boys are twice as likely to be in special education, 3 times more likely to be ADHD. Suicide, drug abuse are just mowing boys down in record numbers. And so an organization like Trail Life USA that's unapologetically Christian and also boy-focused is one of the things we think that boys really need, an opportunity to be around Christian men, being mentored by Christian men in the outdoors and enjoying things like hiking and camping and all kinds of outdoor adventure.
This sounds great. And Mark, what values does Trail Life USA instill in these boys?
Well, as you can imagine, in a troop setting or a patrol, we have over 900 of them across the country, 30,000 members. In that setting, they're going in the outdoors, and maybe they're out there with their father, or maybe they're out there with a father, like somebody who's mentoring that young man who may not have a father, but they're learning things like self-sufficiency, responsibility. It's opportunities for their character to be developed, for leadership skills, and of course, they come for the adventure, but the parents love that their character is being developed and their leadership skills are being developed along the way.
This is the second year you're holding this type of event. Tell us about last year's event, and you already sort of mentioned that the parents love it, but how are people reacting to it?
Well, last year was our breakout event on this. It was in the middle of COVID, and people were just ganged up indoors and afraid to go out. But the outdoors is the safest place to be. So one of our leaders, a gentleman named Steve Paget in the Northeast, a volunteer leader, said, hey, why don't we get together, our Trail Life families all camp in their backyards? Well, we decided to open up to the entire country, and we had over 10,000 families register to participate in the backyard campout. And they camped in their backyard, or maybe they camped in their living room and set up a blanket fort or something like that. But we just love the fact that families, Trail Life families and non-Trail Life families, were enjoying that time together, taking advantage of being in the outdoors together and growing in a new way as families. So this year we're repeating it, but we're adding the concert to it with For King and Country as the concert act for this year's event.
Well, we certainly want to talk about it because this year on May 21st, families across the country will gather again for Trail Life USA's National Backyard Concert and Camp Out. What can families expect at this year's event?
Well, along with the concert with For King and Country, we're going to have some great speakers. Dennis Rainey is going to join us with a message for families. Danny Huerta from Focus on the Family is going to join us with a message, and we'll have some other surprise guests also. So families can tune in, then go to our website and get information on how to tune in. Watch it. It's free, but and if they want to set up a fort in their living room or in their backyard or something, an opportunity for the family to gather in a different way, we really encourage that.
As you heard, we encourage you to gather the whole family together and enjoy the evening of music, fun, teaching, and nationwide fellowship with other believers around the country. You can catch Trail Life USA's Backyard Concert on the CBN News Channel or on our digital platforms this Friday, May 21st. It begins at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Time now for your Wednesday word, and today's word is see. Know this: God seeks me out and he sees me. He sees where I am, he sees what I am, and he sees what I can be. Still, his grace covers my faults and my flaws, and he loves me beyond measure. And here's the great news about all of that. He's doing the exact same thing for you. He sees you exactly where you are, and he's seeking you out daily. With that, I encourage you to continue to watch CBN NewsWatch, and thank you for watching today. Remember, you can always find more of our programs on the CBN News Channel at any time or online at cbnnews.com. We would love to know what you think about any of the stories you've seen here today. You can email us. The address is right there at the bottom of your screen. It's newswatch@cbn.com. You can also reach out and touch us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We would love to hear from you. Make this a wonderful Wednesday. We'll see you right back here, same time tomorrow. Goodbye. God bless.